We just went and picked up this pickup from the 80s, and I think this one is my favorite one yet. Stay tuned if you want to see what we did to get it this far and the shape it was in when we got it.
Not too many years ago, that's the way we moved cargo around from place to place. But today, we have a better, a more efficient way. The 1983 full-size Chevrolet C and K pickups, as tough as the day is long, and offering substantially more horsepower than our forefathers ever had.
All right, we're all set up here. It's a rainy day again. We got the Camaro pulled in the barn. Sad day for the Camaro, but also not a sad day because it don't have a title. And it's, if anything, it's more of a drag car, and this motor isn't enough. So I think we're gonna rip the motor out of this and toss it in our new project vehicle for now. And maybe we'll make some money out of that thing, and then we could give this thing the love that it deserves. Okay, we got our headers all pulled off. Winter just sprayed the motor mounts. I'm gonna crawl underneath here and take out the starter and bell housing bolts and torque converter bolts. And then we should probably drain the fluid out of the radiator, disconnect those lines, and pull this thing right on out of here. All right, it's officially out. Only had to pull out the Sawzall one time and only about half chopped one finger off. So it went pretty good and pretty smooth, if you ask me. Got the Camaro back here looking all sad. That's okay, buddy. I got bigger, better plans for you. Off to our new project. Yeah. I'm super excited about this. I seen this thing and immediately knew that I was ripping the motor out of that Camaro. It's a little rough, it needs a little bit of everything. It ain't perfect, but that color combo, I like it. Somebody did a little rattle can here, but they painted over the dirty truck, so I seen it was just scrubbing off. Interior is about what you'd expect for a truck that I would come home with. But I got a new seat going in here, got carpet kit, new dash, bunch of things to go in here. But to start with, I'm gonna rip the motor, or I guess I already ripped the motor out of the Camaro. It's sitting in the barn. And we're gonna stick it in there right now. Gunner, what are you doing? All right, I got this motor pretty much jacked all the way to the roof inside of the barn. So before this jack starts letting all of the compression out of it, me and Winter are gonna go ahead and take this hood off and push this truck in there and drop the motor in it as quick as we can. So here we go. Why is this just a fucking normal thing around here?
Pushing Chevys into their shop.
Yeah. At least I push them in and they drive out. That's all
Yep.
I'm happy about. Okay. Let's see here.
A little higher.
I think we're doing pretty good here.
You should come grab this out of the way.
Oh, you gonna take me home tonight. Oh.
Does that go above everything or below? I'll just put it right here.
Buddy, I love you, dude. How are you? That's my puppy, Lowell. That's my dog. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, that's good. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Worry, we got a good angle here. You guys could see the sketchy shit going on in this barn. Yeah, I like that. No shit. I guess we should figure out, make sure all these are hooked up, because I hooked these up to plug the hole so I knew what was going on, because I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Damn. Might be able to unhook that and put it back in the Camaro, I guess, because damn. Okay, okay. See if we got cranking power. All right, yep, I hooked everything up right. Hell yeah, dude. All right, this is pretty cool. That sounds pretty good. Cranks over nice, healthy, good grounds, everything. We got our exhaust all hooked back up. This came with the truck. But if you didn't know any better, it looks like I'm the one that built it. But I'm not. It came with it, believe it or not. All right. Cool, yep, motor's in. Got a couple more things to do. Put some fuel in the tank, see if we get something pumping out of there. And yeah, day 3 of owning the truck, and we got a motor in her. About to fire up. I'm about to go grab a radiator for it real quick. Hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna have you crank it, and then we'll see if we could get some feel into our filter. Got feel. Cool. Filter is full of probably bad gas because the tank has a quarter tank in it. Okay. Got a camera set up at the exhaust. Got this camera rolling. We got fuel in the fuel filter and power to the distributor, I think. Let's fire it up. All right, cool. Now we know. All right, well, that started up, running fucking great. Forgot that I don't have 2 spark plugs plugged in on the back. It actually sounded good for running with. Okay, got the wires actually plugged in where they're supposed to go. I'm gonna move some stuff. I'm gonna fire it up for a second and maybe just try to make sure it goes into gear. And we'll go from there. It runs under its own power. I guess it moves under its own power, rather. That's sick. So I gotta hook up a throttle cable, throw in a radiator, and I think that's it. And then drive it, see what it does. Because we're pretty much there. This thing's got a motor in it now. Heck yeah. Brand new clutch, brand new flywheel.
went into reverse so nice and easy.
Oh yeah, the clutch feels great in it too. Like it might just be ready to rock and roll. Hell yeah. Cool. She's full.
Why do they make this so difficult?
I know, I knew it would be. But hey, if we're gonna do it, might as well do it right. We gotta put fuel in. Alright. Well, we couldn't fill this thing up because this was like the wrong tube. I mean, it looks like the right tube, but it didn't have none of this. So this truck's only got one tank in it. So we stole this off the other side. And then I stole this one too. That way, I mean, I don't know why the person that owned it before didn't really do that. But I'm sure they were just robbing parts off of it. And we're trying to put it back together. These are the stupidest fucking hose clamps, bro. Oh my god. Alright, well, come on.
That's how you know it's back from 85.
Yeah, no shit. These are the stock ones, dude. There we go. Come on. Come on. I know I should be being more nice because I need this hose, but this thing ain't coming off. Oh, there we go. Yep. That's how she goes. Okay. That'll be nice for our gas tank. A little dust. A little dirt don't hurt. Okay. So this thing's gonna like that. Cool. So we got that tightening down in there. I got this all ran up in here, how it should be. The right way. And we're gonna tighten this down, throw a little fuel in it, see if she leaks. Cool, not leaking. Got our seat pulled out, and here's the monstrosity that's going on under here. We're gonna pull this whole carpet out. It's garbage. Then I'll go grab that other little tranny pan thing I got over there, and I'll cut it the right way, make it look good. Yeah. Nasty. You got that nasty old carpet out. Got a vacuum plugged in. Yeah. Nasty. Got some rat shit. Got some hack job shit going on. Heck yeah. Me and Winter just got this hood put on. Matches pretty good. Has a little overspray from the shop it was at, but look at that. That's the hood for it. This hood actually came off of LJ's truck. This truck used to look I mean, identical. Pretty much it was the twin brother to this one. So I got a couple of the old parts from him to complete this one. And she's looking pretty good. LJ brings his freshly restored truck. This thing's fucking badass over here. And then I'm helping him fix a little pulley issue, and first thing I do is strip a fucking nut. So now that'll tell you, and don't bring your nice hot rods over here for me to wrench on, because I'll find the weak point. But it's an easy fix. It actually wasn't me, it was the shop. They had to over tighten it before we even took it off. So, but man, this thing's looking good. See, I know we got a water pump in here. Nice. Our water pump had sprung a leak, so it's probably for me trying to kick the shit out of it to get it lined up in there. So I went and grabbed another one real quick, and we flushed the block out, and there's some nasty stuff coming out of that block, so I'm happy we did that. But I think I'm gonna let this dry up, go grab a can of that high temp orange to match that, kinda. My wire wheel this down, spray it orange, spray that old water pump orange so it just looks good under here. And then we just hook up the alternator that we have yet to do yet, because we went and got plates. So this thing's about ready to hit the road. There we go. Not perfect, but cleans it up a little bit. Looks good. We went ahead and grabbed this real quick. We got that painted. While we were at it, we went ahead and we painted that pulley and the alternator bracket, and then we also wire wheeled that alternator up a little bit to just clean it up. I always just goop a little gasket maker. I know you don't have to, but I always assume that these things are probably a little warped because I always put used parts on stuff. So I'm gonna throw a little gasket maker on this side, put the gasket on, throw a little gasket maker on this side, and then stick it to the block. And this is 90-minute gasket maker. So once we're all back together, we should be able to throw some fluid in there and see if it leaks. A little little bit more on this side. And take my smoothing stick, go down, around. I know it looks messy, but whatever.
Rather have her not leak.
Yeah, I'd rather look a little messy than fucking pissing fluid everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even think I'll be able to notice this shit at all. I'm doing a little layer, so I just want a better seal, so we know where it's not leaking from. And that's gonna be right here. I know for a fact. I hopefully. I guess I don't know for a fact, but hopefully it don't leak from right here. Okay. There's one. While I'm at it, might as well just throw a little up here. Get out of here, flies. Alright, I gotta go. Oh. There we go. Since I was being lazy, didn't take the power steering bracket off. I have to jimmy it like so. Dang, this is looking pretty clean.
I was just gonna
for being a 1980 Camaro motor that was in pack rat. Okay, I got this. And I got this. I'll just get them started with this. Hopefully. There we go. Okay. Oh, come on. Trying to make me scratch my shit. Okay. That one looks better anyway. It's got the new bolts in it. Nice shiny. Let me go down here. Okay. Okay. Bitch was already tight. Good thing I didn't strip anything out with the little Milwaukee. Oh, yeah, that guy's tight. Okay, yeah. That's it. That's it for our water pump. New water pump installed. Hopefully that was the right bolt. Come on! Motherfucker. Okay. Dude, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. There we go. That's what I get. Oh! I had this on there before and it was ground on there, but now I just painted that. So I'm gonna have to put that between there. See? Now it's got the gap it needs. Here we go. Yeah, this is coming together pretty good. If I had to say so myself. So we test drove it a couple days ago, and it just keeps losing prime of feel for some reason. But it was kind of running weird in the Camaro before, so I'm gonna hope that it's this fuel pump down here. So I grabbed another old one that we had. Winter's gonna wire wheel that up And then while I'm at it, I'm just gonna take this carburetor off. I'm gonna throw that nicer one that I have on here. Still another marketplace carb, but it should run a little better. And I know that other one's recently cleaned. So yeah, we're gonna pull that off, throw that on there, and then we'll try it again and see what happens here. We got the crusty old carburetor off, and now I'm realizing that this is a single plane intake. So that 4-hole spacer I have that I was using on that other carb setup will work. So now I'm just debating if I throw that spacer on here, if I just bolt the other carb up real quick. All right, I got my studs pulled out from this shitty old intake. And then I got our spacer and our gasket ready to go on that other truck. You can tell it's pounding rain out here, but I'm bored and I want to work on this truck. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. We were filming on Winter's phone and the camera died, but I just finished up doing what I was doing. We got that in there, all wired up or hosed up to the carb. We've got the carb all set up, got the throttle cable back hooked up. And now I think we're gonna crank on it here in a second and see if we can get feel to our filter. So go ahead and make sure it's in neutral. Nice. All right, hold up. I see feel. Trying to figure out what I hear. Okay. Okay, go ahead, cranker. Stop. Okay. Yep, I got feeling there, feeling there. Yep. Okay. All right, yep, we're getting feel. Okay, gave it a couple little pumps real quick. Go ahead and crank it. Perfect. Looks like we're getting way better fuel pressure and a lot more, so it must have been that pump. I think we fixed it. You sure about that?
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool. Yeah, it's got some exhaust leaks out of the headers because those are the old headers that came with the truck when we got it. So we'll probably throw some new headers on there and some new gaskets, try to get that fixed up. But I'm just trying to get it running good for now so we can drive it around. We made it about this far. And this carb is flooding out. And it's not the float level because that was perfect about 5 seconds before. So that means from us putting that new fuel pump and all that line, something more than likely got spit out of it and clogged up our needle seat. And this thing, we just cleaned it, and it had like not even an hour of runtime on it. It just sat for a couple months, so it should be dialed. Or I just keep buying pieces of shit off of Facebook Marketplace when I should have bought a brand new carburetor. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this little front cover off here, and then make sure there's nothing in between our needle seat and whatnot. And yeah, then we'll go from there, because that one's still perfect. This one, see, they're the exact same. And feel is getting past it and making this thing idle to the moon. Got this apart. It was a little grimy in there, but just by looking at this right here, oh, if it'll ever focus. Well, it ain't really gonna focus for you, but you could already tell just by looking at it right there. This O-ring's gone, so obviously I replaced the rear one, and now I'm gonna have to replace this one. So I think that's it for now. There we go. I'm gonna leave this here all torn apart like that, see if I can overnight one of these, and then we'll get back to it. Overnighted this little kit. It came with 2 O-rings, 2 things to rebuild these little needle and seats. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that crusty O-ring off here and throw that new one on. There we go. Here's the old one. And we got the new one on there. Okay. So now I'm gonna install this back into here. I'm gonna set this float level right about right there is where I'm gonna set it. That's where it was before it started leaking, because I learned that it's a lot easier to set this outside when it's like this than try to do that stupid shit with this thing in there. Watch a video on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, see, I got it back in there. That's where it tops out right there. Here, I'll hold it level like that. Okay, let's try this out now. Make sure it's in neutral. Ever crank this over. Does anyone else see the elephant in the room? Because I didn't. I see feel. All right, stop. Okay. All right, apparently it was flooding. That was the O-ring, but it was the vacuum line for the vacuum for the brakes, you know, to the brake booster. From the carburetor to the brake booster was unplugged from the brake booster, and that was causing it to idle high. So I plugged that in and it idled so down that it died. So now I turn the idle up, turn the idle down a little, back and forth until now it's, I mean, it sounds mint. So go ahead and fire that thing up again. Let's see what it does. Mint. Hell yeah, this thing sounds fucking badass. It's in neutral. Windows work. We're test driving this thing real quick. this thing was all bent back like that into the tire as I was turning, so maybe I'll put something in there and bend that thing back out. But yeah, I didn't think it rubbed, but apparently it did. Maybe that was already out like that.